Hi, it's Alicia from Time to Travel and I'm on board P&O's Pacific Encounter. And I'm in a very special place here because there is one thing that is very unique to two of the P&O ships sailing out of Australia, and that is their own onboard F45 studio. So the F45 studios are on board P&O's Pacific Encounter and Pacific Adventure, but they're not the only cruise ships to have them at sea. They are also on two celebrity ships. But let me tell you a little bit about what to expect on board a onboard F45 as opposed to a land-based F45 studio. So as you can see, it's quite a small space. We still do have the screens that will display the exercises, but what it doesn't have is the connection to the F45 Lion hearts. So if you don't know what that is, it is a heart rate monitor that hooks in with the screens on board so you can see how many points you're scoring and how you're ranking on the leaderboard. So it's a little bit of a competition between the people in the class. The other thing that is different to the land-based F45s is it doesn't follow the same standard of classes throughout the week. So your Monday, Wednesday, Friday being your cardio or hybrid classes, your Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday being your strength classes, and your Saturday being the hour-long Hollywood, Brixton, North Hollywood, West Hollywood, those sorts of classes. So what actually happens on board is because space and equipment is limited, the trainer has a selection of workouts that they can choose, and they will choose at random which classes they want to put on for the day. So for example, we did Athletica on Saturday on board, but we'd actually done Athletica on Monday already this week in this new training block, which is a training block is 4 weeks. Then today we did T10. So T10 is not a traditional Sunday workout. It is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday type workout. So that's a little bit different there. There's a smaller selection. Also, because the ceiling heights are quite low, there is not overhead exercises. So today there was a lunge into an overhead press, but you wouldn't actually be doing any overhead pressing from a standing position, because you can see I'm 5'10" and I can almost put my palm up on the ceiling. So if you were to use, for example, a kettlebell to do a snatch, you would throw it through the roof and probably bust a light there. So there's no kettlebells in the studio itself, and the studio is set up for 2 per station. So the maximum is 2 per station, and they won't do any classes that are more than 12 stations for the class. So for example, we did Athletica, which was 3 pods of 3 exercises. Today we did T10, as I mentioned, which was 10 stations. So the maximum you could have would be 20, but they can go up to a 12 exercise workout, which would be a maximum of 24 people in a class. So the workouts that are on board are not necessarily the same exercises as what you have on land. For example, there are no ski ergs here, there is no rower, there are the bikes, there's also no plyo boxes, so you wouldn't be able to do any box jumps, obviously for ceiling height as well. There's some other equipment that they just don't have. So they kind of have a basic selection of exercises. But as I look around the room, and I'll show you this, I'm seeing a lot of weights. So let's just have a look here at the weight tree. For example, for not being able to go overhead with anything, these are 10 kilo plates. So, and that's actually 20 kilo plate there. So there's a lot of weight that probably isn't going to be used. The other thing, you can have a look along the back of the room, the sandbags, there's a huge selection of sandbags. Probably not going to use all of that. We've got 2 steps, 2 Bosus, bunch of mats there. There are 2 complete dumbbell racks, which go up quite heavy. You've got your Revo bars here, just some regulation pump bars, so you're not going to find any Olympic plates and weights on here. You've got sliders there, you've got your A-frames, your little steppy tap things. You've got your dead balls, medicine balls, dead balls here. So over here you've got your 25 kilo dumbbells, your 30 kilo dumbbells. They'd probably be used for bench because you can't snatch them, you'd hit the ceiling, so you're kind of limited in what you can do with it. There's a couple of benches over here, and you'll notice the F45 branding as well. It is the standard equipment that you do find on land, but it is obviously a smaller studio pack. The other thing that you'll notice as well is the flooring. The flooring is quite hard. What you'll usually find in a studio are the black rubber mats, and also you'll have your synthetic turf for your sled pushes. This is quite hard, so when you're down doing burpees and so forth, it is a little harsh on the knees, but it is what it is. It's an F45 studio at sea. One thing that I really want to reiterate for you guys is safety. I was doing a burpee at sea and I damaged all the tendons and ligaments in my finger, and that is 6 months of rehab and hand therapy. So just be careful when you're trying to do some of those dynamic movements at sea. If it is rolling a little bit, just be really careful of your hand placement, because that's what happened to me, and I landed on that finger and it's never going to be the same again. But this is your F45 at sea. Enjoy it as just a general workout. I know if you're hardcore, you're going to sit here and go, this isn't like it is back home. Just marvel at the fact that you are on the ocean floating around somewhere and you're doing an F45. I mean, how cool is that? Thanks for watching, and happy cruising and happy F45ing on board.